Now the second part of the story is in 1983, I came back to the United States and convinced some people to give me enough money, $1,500. I raised $1,500 and I bought a laptop computer, a Tandy Model 100. We couldn't decide whether to get the 32K version or to upgrade to 64K. But we couldn't think of what we would do with the extra 32K of RAM, so we went with the just standard 32K, not megs. So I took the computer, and its storage device was not a hard drive, was a cassette tape recorder. And the printer, we had a little printer that printed on a 6-inch roll of paper with little pens that it would write, because it was the smallest printer I could get. So when we got to India, we had a box built, a metal box, so that we could put the whole thing in the box, and we could take it with us on the bus to places. So we could take this thing around with us. Anyway, I had it in Chikhale, and I was telling people that someday computers are going to be everywhere in the world, including here. And VJ has remembered this all along, and he has since said that when I came there with that, he said, never. There will never be computers in India. Of course, we also were saying that someday Chikhale would be a part of Bombay, and they also said no to that. Well, everybody knows that computers are now everywhere in India. Cell phones and computers are everywhere. And and Chikhale is now on the commuter train line to Bombay. You can walk out of Chikhale village and get in a train and go straight to Bombay. And there's a 4-lane divided highway that goes past Chikhale also. The expressway to Pune goes right past Chikhale. So VJ now wants to have computer education for the tribal children. So he got Canbay to give him some computers. And they want to have a computer center in the ashram school, Chikhale Ashram School. So that was dedicated on Christmas Day 2005. It's called the F. Nelson Stover Rural Computer Training Center. And my goal was to get 2 PCs that would print from Microsoft Word. That we did. Exactly that. Not much more. The computers, as it turned out, the computers actually were given to VJ 2 years ago, so they were old 2 years ago, and he finally got around to getting them put together. We actually started out with 9 computers, but only 2 of them could we get pieced together to work. But they work, and we dedicated it. It was a 2-hour celebration on Christmas Day. It was a wonderful event, brought tears to my eyes, and it's now, you can read about it on the internet. It's at www.icainternational.org/India is the report, and the kids, of course, the kids are just amazed, but many of them knew. The older kids knew more about computers than I thought they would know. They knew the names of all the parts. I mean, that is, let's say, in English, they knew keyboard, they knew mouse. They can read enough in English so that, like I typed on the screen, "What is your name?" and the young man was able to read that and answer me in English. Which was kind of neat. So we typed his name and then we printed it out. So they'll catch on real quick. And some of those kids, it'll be interesting. I'm going back in January in 2007, and it will be interesting to see what's happened, how much they've learned. Once the books are around, it's not hard to learn, and there's a lot of people that know, and so they'll pick up real fast. But that's going to be the key for them. And the goal now is to get internet connection to Chikhale. This will be a big thing. When I went there in 1981, I took the second motorized vehicle into the village. The headman's son had a motorcycle, and we had a Jeep. That was the end of motorized vehicles in the village, and there were no telephones in the village. There was electricity in the village. Now, there's a lot of motorized vehicles and a lot of cell phones and electricity. But I don't know that there's telephone lines into the village. And if there's telephone lines, I'm quite certain there's not high-speed telephone lines. But that's part of what VJ is working on. And there may, of course, India will go cellular and wireless before they have to run lines everywhere. So it may well be that we'll be able to get a wireless connection into there. And once they're connected to the internet, then it's, all things break loose.
Weren't